Our good friends at Yardian sent me over this Yardian Pro Smart Sprinkler Controller. This controller works with Apple HomeKit, Alexa, and Google. Now I'm going to do an unboxing real quick to show you the contents inside as well. But this unit actually can help you save time and money on watering and scheduling, and it gives you forecast and proprietary water restriction access to their database, so you're always up to date with local regulations. You can download their app via Google Play and on the App Store. So let's get right into it and see what's inside this box. Inside the box here, you'll find the Yardian Pro controller. I have the 8-zone mod configuration here, but you can go up to 12. On the back, there are mounting holes, and basically I tried to reuse the existing holes that I had so I didn't have to drill too many. There is a terrestrial Ethernet jack along with a USB jack, so if you do have terrestrial Ethernet around your location, say in your garage or something like that, you can use a hardwired Ethernet. I prefer using the Wi-Fi. So there is a dust cover on the front, and we'll go into that deeper, showing you how to connect that later. The user guide is very well detailed in terms of installation. They give you plenty of QR codes to go online and see more videos in depth process on how to actually wire this up and identify the different connections within. Yardian has a great customer service-based support group on Facebook, and I've asked them plenty of questions and concerns about installing this. It works with Apple HomeKit, and that's the code that's on the front, so you can scan that and add it to your Wi-Fi. The power control is done by a standard, almost like a laptop power brick and power cable. So if you break one of these or lose one of them, they're actually pretty easy to replace. And I'm sure you can get a replacement from Yardian itself in terms of the cables. So that's a beautiful thing. You don't have to hardwire it. You don't have to have special wiring. You just plug and play and you're good to go. What else is in the box is the hardware. So you have the drywall mounting screws along with the anchors, and then you have some labels. So when you take this apart, you're gonna wanna label it and also take a photo of the current wiring you have. A lot of the wires are always color coded, so you shouldn't be able to mix them up too much, but it's good to identify which zones are which, because you're gonna wanna follow those zones so you can actually program. Here we have my existing sprinkler system. It's a Rainbird. This was when I bought the home. This was actually installed previously. So it's a very old system. This doesn't support any of the newer specifications like Wi-Fi. It is just an it's only an 8-zone system. It has all the programming material here for easy access. The good thing about this is that it was an all-weather design, so this could have gone inside and out. But it's in the garage, so I really don't need it. So this is the inside of the guts of the Rainbird system. As you can see, you have your COM wire, which is your common wire. You have your rain sensor here, your ground, and then this is a negative and positive 24-volt current. So this stuff right here is going to be replaced with the power adapter. And then we have a rain sensor, which we're going to transfer, the common wire. And then all of these colors here are going to be transferred into the new. So we're going to label all of these. As you can see, they're easily identified by the motherboard. We have 1, 2, all the way up to 8. As you can see, the previous installation, they really made a nice, neat installation with piping. And so this is the power line going up to the power adapter up on the ceiling. And then they have all the conduit going down into the ground for the sprinkler heads. So we're going to leave everything existing. We're just really going to mess with this and show you how easy it is to convert a Rainbird system to the new Yardian Pro. Just after you start labeling your stuff, it's a good idea to take a photo, because these are color coded, and just get an idea of what the wires are supposed to be like and what numbers they associate with. Up on the ceiling, so all you have to do is just unplug it, and mine's tied off here, so I'm just going to let this hang for now, but I want to cut all the power to the existing sprinkler system. So after the wires are disconnected, I'm just taking out the hardware that actually mounts this to the wall. So this particular system has a screw down at the bottom and then 3 at the top. Similar to what the new system has, I just don't believe the holes are going to line up, so we might have to drill some new holes. So this thing should just lift straight up and out. Now be mindful and careful of the wires that are actually going to be coming out of the bottom hole here. They might be a little tucked in behind the motherboard like mine is. You just have to kind of feed them through the back. Every installation will be different depending on your system. And then now all the wires are free, they're all labeled. Now I should be able to lift the unit straight out. Now the old system is out. So since this is a smaller unit, once you remove the front panel, you're going to want to find the appropriate spot where this would look the best. If you want to, I would use this hole here as one of your existing holes. So I'd put a screw right back in here, and you can utilize that for your anchor screw at the top. No need to drill new holes if you don't have to. So that'll go right there, and then I can mark the screws for the new holes and then drill the anchors. This way it also hides the existing hardware that used to be there as well. So the screws that are included are 3/16 by 1 inch and the anchor. So you'll want to get a drill bit equivalent to that and drill the 3 holes when marked, and then you can put the anchors in and then you can screw them in. Okay, we're just going to lightly tap these in. And then on the lower setting of your drill, you can actually screw these in. All right, so we have S2 and S1. These are for additional products, like I have a rain sensor. So I'm gonna throw the rain sensor cable, which is this one, on S1, which is located right here. And then the one right next to it is a 24 VAC out. We're not going to be utilizing that. M is for your master valve. I don't have one of them, so my first wire is actually going to go into this channel here, which is 1 through 8. These gray blocks right here are for the larger system, which supports 9 through 12 zones. Since these are grayed out, we're not going to touch them. And then the common wire, this common wire is typically for your sprinkler systems. To install the wires, there's this little button you just press right here. So you press these buttons in, and when you let go, it'll be nice and tight. Now I'm going to install the zone wire. So this is zone 1. So the first one's M for master valve, so you're going to want to hit this next one right next to it, which is zone 1. So you're just going to press in on zone 1, wire in, let go, now it's in. It's really that simple. So there's 2 wires installed. I'm going to wire up the rest, and then I'll come back and show you where the common goes. All right. Last but not least is the common wire. This is the controlling part that actually signals to each zone on how to actually on all the program data and how to run your sprinkler system. This is a very important wire to install, and all you do is one of the common wire grounds you just put in, push down just like you did on the other ones. They might be harder. Once it's installed, give it a little tug, you're good to go. So the final piece in the puzzle is actually providing power to the unit now. So we're using the power brick supplied by the manufacturer, and we're going to actually plug this piece directly at the base of the unit, right next to that common wire you installed. So it plugs in right there. Then you're going to take your universal power cable adapter. Make sure you plug this part into the brick, as shown here. And then make sure you have an outlet or a power cable nearby. I do right here. And then all you have to do is plug it in and this thing will power up. There it goes. So right now it's showing a red indicator. What we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to go and set up the application, the app that's on the phone. This can be downloaded via the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. This also supports all the major suspects, Alexa, Google, and also HomeKit. So after you download the app, you have to create a user account and then verify it via email. And then after that, you can give your home a name, and then you can add a device. And that's where we are right now. We're gonna wanna add the device, and you're gonna wanna find the YID. And that's located right up here, under here. I'm covering some of the numbers for security reasons, but the YID is located underneath your panel. And it's right below, it's right next to your HomeKit ID, but you're gonna wanna type in the YID number. It is a 8-digit number. And then once doing so, I'll show you what the next step is. The great thing about this app is it kind of walks you through the Wi-Fi setup. So this is the Wi-Fi onboarding. And this gives you basically step-by-step in how to understand and connect your Yardian Pro to your Wi-Fi network. So it can be connected to your Wi-Fi router access using this app. It supports 2.4 gigahertz band network only. So if you don't have that band turned on in your home, make sure it's enabled. Consult your local network administrator for help. If you do have the 2.4 gigahertz band enabled, which I do, most routers have both enabled at the same time. Then you can move on to the next step. Your Yardian should be blinking a blue and green light. If it isn't, make sure you double check it and reset as necessary. They tell you how to reset the Wi-Fi here. Once you're all set up and you have a blue and green blinking light, you can hit ready and go on to the next step. Now, this is the HomeKit. Now, personally right now, I'm not gonna be using my HomeKit. I do have a HomePod, but I prefer to use the Google's integration system, and that's what I'm gonna be using. And here we are. Here's the Yardian Pro. We're gonna click next. Right now it's saying it's offline, which makes sense because I haven't connected the device to my Wi-Fi network. If you have an iPhone like I do, you're gonna wanna use the Home app to set up the Wi-Fi onboarding. You'll wanna go into your Wi-Fi settings and check to make sure you're connected to the Yardian Pro. After doing so, you can now go into your Home app and then you can add a device. So you're gonna wanna just add an accessory. It's gonna bring up a camera. This label up top here, which we're gonna scan, is the HomeKit ID. And as I bring up my phone to the HomeKit ID, so now that I've scanned that QR code, it's saying it's a sprinkler system, and I'm gonna hit connecting to sprinkler, and hopefully Apple will configure everything, and then it'll be automatically connected into my network. This also works on Android systems as well. Specific directions and instructions for the other platforms are available on their website. So I obviously don't have any smart items in this garage, so we're gonna create a new room. We're gonna type in garage, continue. We're just gonna call this Yardian Pro. Continue. Now I could name the zones, I'm not gonna bore you with that right now. Hit continue, done. There you have it. So if I go over to Homes and I go over to Garage, there's the Yardian Pro. So this is how you basically set up your Yardian Pro if you had an existing sprinkler system. It's actually very easy to install, and I highly recommend this company. If you'd like more information about this or any other products that Yardian might make, please visit them on the website at yardian.com, or feel free to leave a message below. And as always, please subscribe and like this video. Thank you.